Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And here's what's going on. Harvest did get underway, what, 2 days ago? Two or 3 days ago. And we got one field of beans out, and then it rained. We got well over an inch of rain yesterday, so we won't be in the field today. I kind of doubt we'll be in the field tomorrow, and then guess what? It's supposed to rain again. Right now though, it's a whopping 55 degrees outside. Sun's out, pretty much blue skies. Should dry a little today. Could be a little warmer out. And if you follow me on Instagram and also in the community section here on my YouTube channel, I posted the day before yesterday about Buddy, and we darn near lost him the other morning. And what happened is this. So we started combining in a field, it's way west of here, and that doesn't really matter anyway. But we were combining the night before, and so the next morning I took my daughter into school, came back home, and I needed to go take a semi in town, take a load of beans into town to the elevator. And when I left, I put the dogs outside. When I'm home, they're usually outside pretty much all day. So they're used to being outside. Anyway, when I left, both dogs were out. I went over to my dad's, got the truck, took it in town, and then I came back home because the beans were too wet with dew yet for us to be able to go out and combine. So I was going to have a little bit of time, so I came back home, and when I got home, Jessie was up by the porch, but Buddy wasn't with her, and Buddy is always right by her side. She acts pretty much like a mother to him, always looking around to see where he is, make sure he's following along, and she takes pretty good care of the little guy. Anyway, so I thought, well, maybe he snuck back in the house when I left, because I know I went back in the house for something. I don't know if I forgot my phone or what it was, but I thought maybe he snuck in behind me, and that's where he was. So I went in the house, looked everywhere, nowhere to be found. And I had also been in the garage, because that's where the cat food is for the cats, and the doors were shut. So I thought, well, maybe he was in there while I was in there, and I accidentally shut him in, although I'd think he'd be barking if he was in there. So I go and look in there, he's not in there. I was also down here in the shop real quick that morning, and I thought, well, maybe I shut him in here. Come down here, he's not here. I looked under the bench all around, he wasn't in here. So I went and looked everywhere again, didn't find him, and I ended up down here, just outside the barn, and I heard a faint yelp. So I knew he was around somewhere, but I had no idea where. It sounded to me like he was out in the corn. And Jessie, she likes to play in the corn. She'll go running in and out the first few rows and run around, and sometimes Buddy tags along. So at this point I go up, I get my truck, I drive down the road to the edge of the corn, and I get out. I thought maybe he's in the ditch, got hit by a car or something, but I didn't see him anywhere. I was yelling for him, couldn't hear him. Jessie was running up and down the edge of the corn, kind of sniffing around. It seemed like she was kind of looking for him, but had no idea where he was, and I never heard him bark or yelp again. I didn't know how much longer I was going to be able to stay home, because we were going to go back out to the field. So I called my wife at work. She was going to leave work, come home, and help try to find him. So after walking up and down the corn, yelling for him, I didn't know what else to do. I got in my truck, went back up to the house, looked in the house again, and then I decided, well, if he's out there in that cornfield, he may be lost and not be able to get back. So I take Jessie and we start walking through the yard. And we go from up at the house down here on the other side of the silo and walking out through here, and I'm gonna walk out here and show you. It's a little bit breezy, might pick up some wind noise. I don't think it's too bad though. So here's a silo, and we came walking down through here, and you see that tire. Jessie stopped right there, and I didn't really know what the heck she was doing. And under this, I'll show you what's here. That is what's under there. This has formed over the last, I don't know, month and a half or so. Found it when I was mowing. It started off as a pretty small hole, ran the front tire of the mower in it, jolted me pretty good. And I had no idea how deep it was. I got the impression it was pretty deep because when I mowed around it, I could hear it echoing. Anyway, what I think, and I have no way to prove this, but I think what happened is Jessie, she's pretty fast, and a lot of times she'll just take off running and then Buddy will trot along behind. Well, I'm just guessing that she took off running through here, Buddy came chasing after her, and he went down that hole. And Jessie probably didn't even know what happened. Now, when he fell in this hole, it didn't have that much water in it. It was down probably another, I'm gonna say 6 inches down. With all the rain we just had, it filled up. It has been up to the ground level before. And the wind's picking up just a little bit here, but anyway, Jessie was standing over here looking down in that hole. I walked up to it like this, and all I could see, and like I said, the water was down a little further, all I could see was the water was moving. It was moving and just making a really strange noise, and I thought, what in the world is feeding this hole full of water? Well, then I walk around over to this side, and I looked down there, and all I could see was Buddy's head over in this area. The rest of him was underwater. He was standing on his back legs. His front legs he had up on the side as far as he could, and he had his head above water. So I walk over here and I reach down and I grab both his front legs and I pull him up out of there, and I sat him down over here, and all he did was he just stood there and looked at me, just covered in what looked like silt. And then after about 30 seconds he started shaking quite a bit, because I tell you, the water in that hole is pretty darn cold. So I took him up to the house and I dried him off with a towel, and then I wrapped him up in another towel. And the sun was out, kind of like it is today. It was actually cooler in the house than it was outside. The sun was pretty warm. So I wrapped him up, and he sat up by the back step, and he was shivering pretty hard for about an hour. And if I hadn't just happened to be able to come home when I did, there's no way he would have got out of there. And he was so cold, his little legs would have just gave out, and he would have ended up drowning in this hole. We never would have known where he went or what happened to him. But as you can see, he's alive and well, and he's doing just fine. Aren't you, Dad? Yes. And I hope the wind noise isn't too bad, but this hole just to the bottom right here, see how far that goes down on that stick or PVC pipe. Good, I'd say it's over 3 feet. And when the water was down a little bit, I don't know, down, well, there's one right there. And that's a rock. And there are several rocks around. And then if you go down to the bottom, there's just rock all the way around this. And there's one spot right over there. And I can't get it right now. I measured on this pipe, I could stick this down over 9 feet. So I went and I got this piece of plywood, and for now this is going to have to do. This is the old spare tire off of my green truck, and just cover that up for now. So we got to wondering what the heck is causing this hole. With all the rocks around that, and I talked to my dad, the diameter of it and everything, we kind of come to the conclusion it's probably an old well from way back when. This place has been here well over 100 years, and we imagine it got filled in at one time, and now it's sinking. Probably after this fall, after field work, gonna get some big rocks. We have a couple rock piles of rocks that we've picked up out of the fields over the years. Fill that hole the best we can with big rocks, and then put dirt on top of it, and hopefully that'll take care of it. But after posting that on Instagram and also in the community here on YouTube, I've had many people, way more than I imagined, contact me asking, you know, is Buddy okay? And so that's the story. We darn near lost him a couple days ago. But as you can see, he's doing just fine. And there's Jesse Dog. But I tell you, if I would have even had to take another truck into town or something, I'm not sure he was going to make it much longer. He was so cold. So with that, not a whole lot else going on. I haven't been doing anything with the Bronco. Haven't been doing anything with the green truck. Not really anything automotive-wise at all. Right now, just want to get in the field and get this harvest going. Check out the link down below for t-shirts, hoodies, all that kind of stuff. There's a new shirt design. Sold a few of them. There's also a link down there for channel stickers. And there's an address if you would like to send a license plate in for the license plate wall or anything else down in the description. So I believe that's gonna do it for this video. Just had a lot of people wondering what was going on with Buddy, so I thought I'd make a video about it. And we're just waiting for it to dry up so we can get back out in the field. So give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.